We're expecting storm surge of 20 to 30 feet high.
Floodwaters are drenching city streets.
There are so many different ways to measure a hurricane, whether it's the wind speed or the amount of rain, or the death toll and the amount of property damaged. One thing that is certain is that hurricanes are scary and you never want to catch yourself looking into the eye of the storm. How's it going, YouTube? I'm your host for this one, Landon Do Not Sing. So right now we all know it's hurricane season. So with all the crazy destructions, actually recently I was going to Hawaii and I never knew that there's actually a hurricane. It's a category 5 hurricane on its way. So I might be canceling that trip. And I hope if you guys are from Hawaii, you stay safe and stay dry. Okay, so we thought we would make this video. This is the top 10 scary hurricanes captured on camera. So starting off this list like we always do with number 10, we have Hurricane Andrew.
So we're just starting the long period of about 12 to 16 hours where we're going to experience the thrust of this hurricane.
This was a massive category 5 hurricane that struck the Bahamas, Florida, and Louisiana during August of 1992. In total, it destroyed more than 63,000 homes and damaged more than 124,000 others. This deadly hurricane claimed the lives of 65 people and it caused $27.3 billion in damages. The wind was recorded at 165 miles per hour and it left 250,000 people homeless. Hurricane Andrew was the reason why Florida changed its building and inspection laws. Now buildings must be built to a higher standard in order to be able to withstand future hurricanes. Hurricane Harvey tumbles onto this list at number 9. This massive hurricane traveled through the Gulf of Mexico during August of 2017, so this one was actually more recent. And then it hit the United States of America as a category 4 hurricane. It's always so scary when the category of the hurricane is still so strong when it hits land. Well, winds of 130 miles per hour hit Houston and Galveston very hard. Floods in Houston were very severe because the storm remained in this area for days. And it dumped up to 50 inches of water in certain locations over a 4-day span, which is the amount of rainfall that Houston usually sees in an entire year. More than 13,000 people required rescue services, and unfortunately, Hurricane Harvey claimed the lives of at least 82 people. Okay, up next, number 8, we have Hurricane Hugo.
The sky lit up with lightning and popping transformers.
This was one of the strongest and costliest hurricanes to affect the United States and the Caribbean. It was classified as a category 5 hurricane that caused damages to Guadalupe, St. Croix, Puerto Rico, and the southeast United States. This hurricane caused 34 fatalities that were mostly caused by electrocution and drowning, and it may left nearly 100,000 people to be homeless. Hurricane Sandy spirals onto this list at number 7. After causing devastating effects on Jamaica, Cuba, and Haiti, the huge slow-moving storm weakened to a post-tropical cyclone before it hit the US back in October of 2012. But despite the hurricane decreasing in strength, it was still strong enough to cause an overwhelming amount of damage on New York City and the New Jersey shore.
Is unthinkable.
What I have for the public right now is please listen to what your state and local officials are saying. When they tell you to evacuate, you need to evacuate.
There were storm surges that left parts of lower Manhattan underwater and residents without power for days. Parts of Staten Island and beaches in Queens were almost wiped off the map. Hurricane Sandy destroyed about 650,000 homes and killed 117 people in the US alone, as well as 69 others in Canada and the Caribbean. The total amount of damages is also said to equal about $65 billion. Hurricane Camille takes us to number 6.
At 11 o'clock, a huge tidal surge rises in front of the storm, 20 to 30 feet high. It sweeps inland with irresistible force, smashing boats, collapsing buildings, wrecking everything in its path.
This was a nasty storm that brought heavy flooding and about 200 miles an hour winds to the Gulf Coast and Virginia. Hurricane Camille brought in 20 inches of rain as well as flash flooding and mudslides. This storm resulted in the deaths of 256 people and it caused more than $1.4 billion in damages. So because of this hurricane, it caused the creation of the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale, which is designed to rank storms based on wind speed. So this device gives residents in danger zones a better idea of what to expect from a storm. Now at number 5, we're talking about Hurricane Gilbert. This hurricane was an extremely powerful tropical cyclone that peaked to a Category 5. It was the most intense Atlantic hurricane on record until it was surpassed in 2005 by Hurricane Wilma.
After its eye completely passed over Jamaica 2 days earlier. The minimum central pressure at landfall in Cozumel was estimated to be 900 millibars.
After this catastrophic hurricane hit Category 5, it literally covered the entire island of Jamaica, damaging about 80% of the homes on the island. The hurricane then made its way over to Cayman Islands and Mexico before slowing down and crossing over to Texas. The storm caused 318 deaths and caused $5.5 billion worth of damages. Hurricane Wilma makes its mark on this list and at number 4. Hurricane Wilma was the strongest hurricane ever recorded in the Atlantic Ocean. Wilma actually broke several records for both strength and seasonal activity. Hurricane Wilma was one of the 28 storms that developed during the 2005 hurricane season, which actually made that year one of the busiest ones on record. Actually, it was the first time that forecasters ran out of names from the regular naming chart of tropical storms, and they had to go to the Greek alphabet to name the rest of the storms. The highest winds on record for the storm was 185 miles per hour, and it caused 87 people to lose their lives. Up next on this disastrous list at number 3, we have Hurricane Katrina.
Its 140-mile-an-hour winds pummel the coasts of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama.
I know a lot of people remember this hurricane in particular. Hurricane Katrina claimed the lives of over 1,800 people and left the US with $161 billion worth of damages. Actually, she's considered to be the costliest hurricane in US history. Katrina also caused 400,000 people to leave their homes, and one of those people was actually my aunt. She lost her home to Hurricane Katrina, and they had to move in areas to like Houston and Atlanta. Most of these people never returned to New Orleans. For my aunt, I think she was able to rebuild her home and she's in New Orleans, but now she has 2 places. So it was even estimated that 80% of New Orleans was underwater. 80%. Just think of that for a second. And most of these places were under 20 feet of water. So not only everything was underwater, everything was in the deep end. Can you imagine that? The levees in New Orleans were only designed for a Category 3 hurricane. Hurricane Katrina was a Category 5 hurricane with winds of up to 175 miles an hour, which means when there's flooding, you open up the floodgates and the water, instead of flooding the town or the city, the water flows out somewhere else. But they weren't prepared for this. Hurricane Maria comes tumbling onto this list at number 2. This hurricane was the second Category 5 hurricane to hit in 2017. The hurricane came just 2 weeks after brutal Hurricane Irma hit, and it was extremely devastating because it tore through some of the same areas that Hurricane Irma just traveled through. So imagine going through a hurricane and then you go through another hurricane just weeks after. Hurricane Maria hit land on September 18, 2017 with winds of up to 175 miles per hour, which is 280 kilometers an hour, just to put that into perspective. Its destructive path took it over to Guadalupe and then the US Virgin Islands before destroying Puerto Rico. The official death toll of Hurricane Maria was set at 146. However, people argue that this number was way too low. So after an investigation from the George Washington University, so the death toll was corrected the next year in August 2018, and originally there was 146 people that lost their lives, but actually there was 2,975. I'm not sure who needs to be fired right now, but someone needs to be like, you're fired. This hurricane also caused $91 billion worth of damages, which is absolutely insane. Hurricane Mitch comes crashing in at this list at number 1. This destructive hurricane made its impact during October of 1998 when it struck Central America, killing more than 11,000 people and destroying hundreds of thousands of homes, causing more than $5 billion in damages. And remember, that's in 98. $5 billion in 1998. Hurricane Mitch was a slow-moving disaster that had 4 inches of rain an hour for 2 days, which caused mudslides and deadly floods. Mitch is the second deadliest hurricane on record, and it is the worst one that hit the Western Hemisphere. Well, there you guys have it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys all in the next most amazing top 10 video.